Hey guys, in this week's episode, we're going to take a tour of one young man's awesome adventure Skoolie. He uses his bus conversion as a tricked-out adventure home to visit some of the Pacific Northwest's most scenic parks. And with a full bar, this home is half party bus, half adventure bus. So, let's take a tour.
Make this house our tiny home.
Hi, I'm Justin, and this is the Pacific Pioneer. So I converted a school bus because I love the outdoors and I love road trips. I grew up with campers and RVs and I wanted something of my own. School buses are cheap, much cheaper than Sprinter vans, and I could build it exactly how I wanted. RVs are built very cheaply. Everything breaks, everything rattles. So I wanted to kind of have a blank slate to start with and make it exactly my own with my own personal touches. People definitely show reactions to the bus. It's not like a Sprinter van that you can kind of park and fly under the radar anywhere. It's big, it's blue, you're gonna stick out. It gets a lot of positive attention, people asking, how I did it, why I did it, and I always push them to do it themselves as well. So I found the bus on Craigslist, bought it at auction from the Seattle School District, and it took me about a year and a half. I was working mostly full-time before quarantine, so that definitely helped with the build, because 2 or 3 months off gave me the end growth spurt I needed to kind of finish all the major projects, put the deck on, finish all my systems, things like that. For the total budget of this, probably around 15 grand. The bus was right under 5,000. It's already had around $2,000 or $3,000 of repairs and maintenance just on the bus itself, and the rest is all pretty much at Craigslist and Home Depot. So much of my stuff is secondhand use. It's definitely trying to be creative and find different ways to buy things other than buying things new. So now that it's finished, I want to go down to the Southwest and then hopefully make it all the way to New Orleans and then back up through the California coast, hoping for the springtime because I'm from the Northwest and I will melt. So I built the bus with the idea that it wasn't going to be necessarily my full-time home, more of a kind of adventure rig. I can use it all winter. It seats a lot of people for day trips, up to 11. I can bring all my friends along. And one day, if the opportunity was right, I would love to live in it. Hello, this is my school bus. It is a 2006 International. It has a 6-liter turbo diesel engine. It is 24 feet long, and that gives about 19 feet for the interior here. So definitely a good size, and 7.5 foot width gives me lots of room. So just getting to it. 2 captain's chairs I added. This is kind of my shotgun seat. One of the main issues building my bus and doing research was that people didn't like that they couldn't have someone ride up there with them. So I just have a pretty simple solution. I just put industrial strength cabinet sliders under this little platform I built, and then so the whole chair will actually slide forward. I wanted to kind of take advantage of this big emergency door, so the whole thing opens and I can tie back the entire door so I can actually drive with the door open, and this chair can swivel out. It's the best seat, definitely. All right, so this is kind of the cockpit or control center. Most of the stuff I just left. I painted the dash, put the new stereo head unit in here. I added a backup camera, which has been greatly helpful, but the visibility is so good. It's really easy to drive and you sit so high, it's really comfy. And the new chairs, the original bus chairs, are incredibly uncomfortable. I was really surprised. The school districts definitely screw their drivers with those. But this new captain's chair, I bought both of these off. I got on Craigslist for like 40 bucks and they are awesome. Definitely comfier than any other car I've driven. This is my couch. I bought it from an RV pull-apart, which was my best friend when coming to build the whole bus. It's very simple and it just folds down in about 2 seconds and then just folds back up. These are all my tools, which I always will keep in here because everything likes to break. I have a Dickinson, I think this is the P9000. It works awesome. I used it up at Mount Rainier last week and it ran at elevation, which I didn't think it would. This is all propane. I run a couple different appliances off propane. I have a 19-gallon tank, I think, mounted under the bus. I also use a propane stove, so I use this as my counter, but it's also hinged. And then this just hooks up to the exit and my stove is right under here. Can turn it on. Works great. Has 3 rows of burners, so it has a really high BTU output. And then this is really nice because it's just a hole that I can keep like all my prepped ingredients here. My bed is down in the back. 1 or 2 people can sit on either side and kind of use this as the dining room table, which is pretty sweet and it is very convenient. Just goes back in and down. All right, and then this is my sink. I definitely just wanted to go with the stainless double bay for ease of cleaning because I usually will just fill this up a couple inches with just hot soapy water. So I have 33 gallons of fresh water and a 33-gallon gray water tank mounted underneath the bus. And then this is my Murray propane water heater. And that also worked at high elevations, which a lot of them said they wouldn't, which is awesome because I'm in the mountains a lot and, you know, a hot shower after hiking is awesome. So for showering, because I don't have a bathroom in here, I just have this shower head. I can just turn this faucet on right here, throw it out the window and shower outside, which is really convenient, and this will get almost scalding hot. And then over here, my pride and joy, this is just a piece of cedar I bought unfinished off Craigslist, like everything else I bought, and just sanded it for a couple hours and finished it with polyurethane. There are too many layers because I was very bad at it. I think there's like 6 or 7 layers of polyurethane. I just wanted it for the aesthetics, and I like making drinks a lot, always hanging out with bartenders and learning different drinks to make. Just got to make sure all the kids are tucked in before I'm driving around. And all the mason jars are just screwed in. I got this idea from another bus build, which was great. You just screw in the tops and then you can unscrew the glasses really easily so they don't jiggle around the whole time. And then 2 fridges on either side here, which is a little bit unnecessary. I thought I would be using both, but I really only end up using this one. I keep ice in the top usually for making drinks, and then all my food in the bottom. I usually keep a cooler in here as well for, you know, a bunch of LaCroix or any beers or anything like that. And then this one I end up just always using for more food storage. I will probably end up replacing it with a composting toilet. They're just expensive, so I want to wait till I absolutely need one to do it, because that will definitely get a little more use than this extra fridge. So not having a toilet is not great. I grew up using RVs and I hated the black water tanks. I just decided to cut that all out. So, you know, stopping at rest stops a lot of planning ahead, and emergency toilet paper if you need it. And most of the places I go, trailheads, things like that, they all have good restrooms. So I just got to plan ahead a little bit more than someone who has an actual whole bathroom. Going to my electronics. So this is all off 110. This is off 110. All the lights, these are all on dimmer switches for the front, and then the back I have some mounted underneath as well on either side. These are all 12 volt. I wanted just to do as much 12 volt as I can so I didn't have to use it to my inverter. My inverter is 2,000 watts. Battery wise, I have 440 amp hours. I have 2 6-volt interstate batteries that I wired together. And then this is my bed. It is the width of a queen, but it is 7.5 feet long. So it's awesome. and usually I have a couple dogs in here, so there's lots of room for everyone. And it also converts into a big table with bench seats on either side. It is a little bit of a pain to convert. I bought just big blocks of foam and cut it to size. All right, and this is my big table. This is just pieces of unistrut that are on hinges, so I can still open this back door. Goes up, and then under, I just have these pins. They screw in on this side, and then I use wing nuts on the bottom. It is slightly difficult doing this with one person, just because it is a heavy table that just locks into place. You can sit 3 people here really comfortably, 2 people on either sides for playing games, so it's pretty sweet. I was at the thrift store and I found this kind of inlay piece, and I just thought it was interesting. It was an old coffee table, and then I built the frame around it. I put all brand new speakers, so I have 4 JBL speakers. I've tuned the back, and then 2 up in the front as well. The speakers and the subs both run on their own amplifiers, so it gets very loud. And here, this is kind of my charging station, because I usually am running around with a couple different cameras and a drone, so I have lots of different things to charge, and all of that just goes up in here. And I made them fold down, so when I'm organizing, I can just come pick stuff up, put it here, which has been pretty useful. I have lots of things under both seats. So this one, my water tank pretty much takes up the whole thing. I also have my water pump under there. Here's my inverter. I have an MPPT solar charge controller for my solar that I have on the roof, and I have 300 watts. Besides my solar, I have it hooked up from the bus batteries all the way to the back. So when the bus turns on and it's charging my front batteries, it's charging my back as well. For the ceiling, which is definitely one of the unique parts of my build, these are just 4x8 sheets of plywood, and I burned with AC neon sign transformer and some jumper cables and nails. Definitely was the longest part of my build, and it took forever. It is kind of sketchy. If you're going to do it, I would do your research, because you can seriously injure or kill yourself doing it, but it looks really cool. So I also have 2 roof vents, which are like the emergency exits. This back one does not have a deck over it, so I still use this a lot. Most of the time, it's just popping it up because it's a great vent. I do also have some mosquito netting that I can roll up with Velcro, and I can put over the top, and this can go all the way up if I need to climb out for some reason. But let's hope that never happens. All right, this is the outside of the Pacific Pioneer. I bought the bus off Craigslist. It's an 06 International, and it's 24 feet long, and it's very maneuverable for its size. The big buses are awesome. Having an extra bedroom and a full-size bathroom would be awesome, but I definitely wanted something smaller with a little more maneuverability to get me anywhere I wanted to go. So on the other side of the bus, this is just the electrical panel that comes standard, batteries. This is the water inlet that I added. This is my gray water tank. I have a little hose I attach, and so I can use any, RV dump station. The deck itself, I think, is about 12 feet long, and it's a little under 7.5 feet wide. And then tulies in the back, I have 2 of them, and then 3 solar panels for 300 watts. The deck definitely was a big part of the build. I knew I wanted to do one, but attaching it securely to the bus took a while. It's all cedar for lightweight, and if I need it to be, it can also be the guest bedroom, because there's plenty of room for a tent on top. For someone looking to do this themselves, there's going to be so much that you don't know how to do, but what's kind of encouraged me is that there's always a solution for a problem. If I'm having a big issue on something, I skip it, move on to something positive, and you'll get energy back to come and fix that problem. But patience is definitely going to be the best thing if you decide to do this.
Thanks as always for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get a notification every time I post a new video.